Madam Vice President of the Fiji Human Resource Institute, the other members of the board of the Institute, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, my cabinet colleague, my sister, Honorable Linda Tambuya, Minister for Women, Children and Social Protection. And we all know that she's doing a wonderful job, of course. Give her a big hand, please. Good morning to you all. I'm delighted to be here this morning, and thank you for the invite. And the topic that you've chosen in your first symposium, workplace wellness, actually is very close to my heart. And I'm indeed very happy that I'm here with you this morning. We all know that workplace wellness plays a key role in developing and promoting physical, mental, and financial well-being among employees in any setting. In today's fast-paced and demanding work environment, it is crucial to prioritize the well-being of our employees. And for that, we all have a role to play in creating a positive workplace environment that protects workers and enables them to reach their full potential. On behalf of the coalition government, I would like to convey my appreciation to Fiji's Human Resource Institute for organizing the first Workplace Wellness Symposium, and I would like to assure you of our government support towards such initiatives. I believe symposiums such as this is going to help improve the health, well-being, safety, behavior and culture of today's workforce. It will champion emerging trends and cover the latest issues and case studies surrounding workplace and its employees, as well as delivering a wealth of solutions, innovations and new ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, an effective working environment doesn't come easy. It takes time and dedication to cultivate a culture that breeds happy and productive employees. Workplace wellness emphasizes various initiatives and programs aimed at improving the overall health and happiness of individuals in the workplace. These initiatives may include providing access to fitness facilities, offering healthy food options, organizing stress management workshops, promoting life-work balance, and implementing policies that support employee well-being. Ladies and gentlemen, for me, workplace wellness goes beyond physical health. It encompasses the overall mental, emotional, and social well-being of individuals in the workplace. By investing in the well-being of our employees, we not only create a positive work environment, but also enhance productivity and foster a culture of engagement and success. At our ministry, that is the Ministry of Employment, Productivity and Industrial Relations, we recognize the importance of workplace wellness and are committed to promoting a healthy and supportive work environment. We believe that when employees feel valued, supported, and cared for, they are more likely to thrive both personally and professionally. To achieve this, we have implemented various initiatives and programs that focus on different aspects of wellness. These include encouraging staff to participate in Wednesday Wellness, offering regular health screening, organizing stress management workshops, promoting work-life balance, and implementing policies that support employees' well-being. You know, friends, I have a habit every afternoon, 4:30, 4:45, or by 5, I change and I take my walk along the Nasese seafront. And when I change and walk out, I make sure all the staff walk out as well. I don't want them to work after hours. After hours, they must all go home. and be with their families. That's very, very important. When I walk out after I have changed, I encourage them to go for a walk with me as well. Some of them have started following, and I'm hoping that in a while, many more of them will join. Ladies and gentlemen, through these initiatives, we aim to empower our employees to prioritize their health and well-being, both inside and outside the workplace. We encourage open communication, collaboration, and support among colleagues, fostering a sense of community and belonging. Ladies and gentlemen, over the years, the role of the HR professional has changed dramatically. And this evolution will continue as machines and technology replace tasks performed by humans. However, that doesn't make people or the HR teams that work with them any less important. Tomorrow's HR professionals will need to be bigger, broader thinkers and have the capacity to deal with increasingly agile workforce. It is therefore important that human resources and people management professionals take every step to remain in touch with developments in the HR field, as it is the fountain of productivity and must be given emphasis in all business development. I'm sure there are a lot of challenges and solutions in a changing world. So these 2 days, I hope the participants will be inspired by the speakers, especially when you have somebody like Honorable Tambuya to start it off. And you will be discussing key themes and issues within the workplace wellness space. I urge each and every one of you to actively participate in all the initiatives. Take advantage of the resources and opportunities available to you. Prioritize self-care, maintain a healthy work-life balance, and support your colleagues in their wellness journeys. Friends, let us lead with wellness. Use positive role modeling and healthy job design to create sustainable and safer ways of working. Encourage employers' representatives to take a holistic approach to supporting employees, supporting their mental health and general well-being for a healthy work culture. Emphasize the importance of employer-employee engagement. Reduce that barrier. Take that barrier away. Align your people with the purpose of the organization, wherever they are. Create strategies to ensure technology is a support to employee wellness. Create the workplace as a safe space for employees. Remember, workplace wellness is a collective effort. By working together, we can create a thriving and harmonious work environment for all. Ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, I just want to share my own experience when I assumed this new role. As my other sister Rosie said in her remarks when she was introducing me, for the first 25, 26 years of my life, I was a teacher. And the second 23, 24 years, I was a trade unionist, looking after workers. And when I came into this role, I started thinking, how am I gonna bond and build this team to work together? So when I came in, there was a hall full of staff, and there was a settee in front here, and with the mat and everything there, and I'm sort of given that guard of honor and come inside and with all the pomp and which I'm not too used to. I take that seat, and then I realize everybody's sitting on the floor. And I said, please remove this settee. I'm going to sit on the floor, equal to you. We are all workers. We are all together. We are one team. nobody is too big and nobody is too small here. We all have our important roles to play in whatever we are doing to make the whole clock tick. And that was the first breaking of the barrier. I realized. I could see the smiles. And then when I sat down, I introduced myself as a worker and asked all of them to introduce themselves. Took time. I said, tell me where you're from, which village. If you're married, Vasui. Let's have some fun. So we had some, laughs and smiles and together. And after that, the story changed. I don't behave like a minister. I behave like one of the members of the team. And each morning I enter, I go around saying good morning to everybody before I go to my table. And I can assure you, I've done that at every introductory gathering in the different divisions. And our team now is like a family. We all care for each other. We all support each other. We make sure that the weakest link is strengthened in a positive manner. And everybody feels important. We make sure we care for those in times that are faced with challenges, whether it's a matter in the family, whether it is something to do with an external entity, whether it is in the workplace environment. We make sure no one is left behind. There is always a shoulder to cry on for anyone who may need to let it out. It makes a huge difference. There's one basic way of doing things I have learned when you are leading a team. The saying goes, you take care of the team and the team will take care of you. And that is what the HR practitioner, the supervisor, the manager, or whoever you are as the leader must practice. And I can assure you, success will be there. You will never fail. You will never fail. So with this brief sharing of views and what I think of human resource management and the importance of employee happiness and wellness, I wish you all very, very happy deliberations in the next 2 days. And I hope that the outcomes that you take from here, the takeaway from here, will make you that much more wiser, that much more informed, and that much better at whatever you are doing in the leadership roles that you play. May God bless you all. Thank you.
2, 3, Bula. Thank you.